out there in the universe that you could be cast as the next Black Panther. Have you had any conversations about that? Yes or no?
Yes, no.
By the way, the yes, no means yes.
Could mean no.
No, probably means yes. If they asked, would you say yes?
Yes.
People know the internet spent months joking that Damson Idris was out here campaigning for Black Panther while seemingly stepping into Michael B. Jordan's lane by dating Lori Harvey after MBJ and Lori split. At the same time, another part of the fan base desperately wanted MBJ to somehow return and become the next Black Panther. So, when MBJ did not come back as the main Panther, and Damson Idris did not land the role either, people immediately pictured Lori somewhere sipping her matcha and laughing at how the whole situation played out.
Now, there's been speculation that you might take over a certain Black Panther role. What can you tell me about it? And if you were offered it, would you say yes?
No, I don't know anything about it.
Smiling a little there. Maybe in the future we'll circle back to it.
Then, the jokes got even messier. Because of Lori's alleged reaction, fans started calling her the common denominator of this so-called Black Panther curse. The running joke is simple. If you date Lori, Marvel passes the suit to somebody else. Obviously, that is just internet comedy and not some real curse. But the timing had people cracking jokes about why Lori might allegedly be clowning both of her exes.
Do people just yell at you, Wakanda forever?
Yes.
Yes,
they do.
But they don't understand, I'm not from Wakanda, technically. So
that's
like,
Chadwick.
That's a Chadwick thing. So like when they say like Wakanda forever, low-key I'm still in character. I'm like, nah, that ain't me.
For starters, MBJ was already deep in the Wakandan world because he played Eric Killmonger in the first Black Panther movie, and he absolutely owned that role. He was not some basic Marvel villain who showed up just to cause trouble. He had serious screen presence, charisma, and that raw energy that made some viewers understand where Killmonger was coming from, even when they did not agree with what he was doing.
I mean, honestly, like I've known him since I was 16.
Oh, wow.
And it's one of those things where, you know, actors in the industry or maybe musicians or any field, you're always like, yeah, we'll work together one day. Yeah, we'll do that movie. But
and then it happened.
And then it really happened.
Oh, wow.
So I was really excited to kind of go toe to toe with him, and you know, because you really don't see that anymore between like leading, you know, Black actors.
Then, Chadwick Boseman tragically passed away, RIP to the legend. Fans immediately started debating who could possibly step forward and carry the Black Panther mantle, and a huge section of the fan base wanted Marvel to bring MBJ back and give Killmonger another shot. The idea sounded wild, but people could see the vision. He had the family connection, he had the acting skills, he already looked like a superhero, and Killmonger had Wakandan royal blood in the story. Fans wanted that full redemption arc where Killmonger somehow returned and fought for Wakanda instead of against it. Of course, Killmonger literally died at the end of the first movie after choosing death over imprisonment. But this is Marvel, where alternate timelines, multiverses, and unexpected returns can change everything. Turning a dead anti-hero into the main leading man was always going to be a long shot on paper, but this is the Marvel Universe, where the multiverse has basically kicked the door wide open and made almost anything possible. Characters have disappeared, died, returned, and even been replaced by alternate versions of themselves. Thanos wiped out half of all life in Infinity War, and 5 years later in Endgame, the Avengers brought everybody back with another snap. Loki has died or faked his death so many times that keeping track feels like a full-time job. Even after Thanos actually snapped his neck in the main timeline, a past version of Loki escaped during Endgame and ended up getting his own TV series. Then there is Bucky Barnes. Everyone thought he fell to his death from a train during World War II in Captain America. Instead, Hydra found him, gave him a metal arm, and brainwashed him into becoming a dangerous assassin. Vision's story got just as complicated. Thanos rewound time and ripped the Mind Stone from his head, seemingly ending his story. Then WandaVision brought a version of Vision back through Wanda's altered reality, while White Vision eventually entered the picture and remained out there in the Marvel world. Nick Fury even faked his death in The Winter Soldier with drugs that slowed his heartbeat. Marvel loves keeping that door cracked open, and when somebody actually stays dead, Marvel can still play the alternate timeline card. Characters such as Gamora and Professor X have appeared through different timelines or universes. So in Marvel, death does not always mean somebody is permanently gone. That is exactly why some fans still believe Michael B. Jordan could return in some form and potentially become Black Panther or even King of Wakanda. Now, Damson Idris enters the conversation because for a while, the internet was seriously pushing the idea that this man could wear the Black Panther suit. Just like MBJ, Damson has the acting skills to command attention. If you watched him as Franklin Saint in Snowfall, then you already know what he can do.
This is all your f***ing fault. You ended my f***ing life. After everything I did for you, you not gonna talk to me. You did this to me. You ended my life. And Teddy should have blown your head off.
He can be smooth and calculated one second, then flip into somebody dangerous, intense, and commanding the next. That range is exactly why fans connected him with a superhero role. Black Panther needs somebody who can carry himself like royalty while still looking believable when the action gets serious. Damson also has that sharp, effortless Hollywood leading man charisma. Put him in a tailored suit, and he can easily give off royal energy. He has the height, and his British-Nigerian background adds another layer to why fans pictured him in Wakanda. People saw the confidence, the style, and his connection to African culture, and the Black Panther comparisons basically wrote themselves. Have you seen him in the trailer for Children of Blood and Bone? Damson definitely has that larger-than-life screen presence. On top of that, the timing seemed almost too perfect. He was riding massive momentum from Snowfall, making major moves with projects like F1, and even playing along with the Black Panther rumors during red carpet interviews. He never fully confirmed anything, but he gave people just enough to keep the hype alive. Every little comment had fans watching closely and wondering whether Marvel was secretly cooking something behind the scenes. So when reports pointed in another direction and David Johnson became part of the conversation instead, some fans were genuinely disappointed. They had already convinced themselves Damson could be a home run choice, somebody capable of carrying the weight of that legacy while bringing his own smooth and commanding star power.
David Johnson was just announced as the new Black Panther, and here's the problem. Imagine being in a movie with Brad Pitt and being so good that everybody says you're the next Black Panther, up to the point where people are even asking you on the red carpet, how do you feel about being the new Black Panther? That's what happened to Damson Idris, only to wake up the next morning, look at your phone and realize that somebody else got the job.
But David has plenty going for him too. The facial resemblance people have pointed out is striking. Fans can see hints of the same soft-spoken dignity, warm expression, and regal presence they associate with Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. Some have even said David looks believable as an older version of Toussaint, T'Challa's son, who was introduced at the end of Wakanda Forever. Beyond appearances, David is a serious actor. If you saw him in Alien Romulus or HBO's Industry, you already know he can bring a quiet, soulful intensity without doing too much. He can command a scene without saying much, then switch between smooth, vulnerable, and dangerous when the moment calls for it.
Oguban. My name is Prince T'Challa, son of King T'Challa. Why?
David is also British and has Nigerian and Sierra Leonean heritage, giving him cultural roots that fans may connect naturally with Wakanda's African-inspired world. That combination of acting talent, presence, and style explains why the casting chatter caught so much attention. And according to the online rumors, Laurie is supposedly among the people celebrating David's reported casting. But the internet claims her reason has less to do with his acting skills and more to do with the messy history surrounding her exes. Word on the street is that when the Comic-Con announcement dropped and David Johnson took the stage, Laurie's private group chat was allegedly going crazy. Reports and online chatter claim she was sending screenshot after screenshot of fan memes with crying laughing emojis. The rumor is that she found the situation funny because both of her high-profile exes had been connected by fans and headlines to the Black Panther conversation, only for Marvel to seemingly move in another direction and put a different name in the spotlight. The messiest alleged part involves Damson and his whole press strategy. According to the rumors, Laurie supposedly believed Damson was extremely confident about his chances while they were together. Fans had watched him hit stylish red carpets, entertain questions about the role, and keep the speculation alive without actually confirming anything. Online, some people started acting like he already had one foot inside Wakanda. But the story gets even more dramatic. Laurie allegedly told her friends, "That's what happens when you do all your auditioning on Instagram instead of in the room." That alleged line quickly became the kind of shade people online love to run with. Then there is Michael B. Jordan. According to the same kind of unverified chatter, Laurie allegedly found the internet campaign to bring Killmonger back as Black Panther unrealistic. Fans had spent years coming up with theories about how Marvel could resurrect him, use the multiverse, or give him some massive redemption story. Meanwhile, the franchise could always choose a completely different path and focus on a new generation. Some reports even frame Laurie as quietly enjoying the jokes about this so-called Black Panther curse. The internet basically turned her dating history into a meme, acting like anyone who dates Laurie suddenly loses his shot at the suit. That is obviously a joke rather than an actual connection, but social media has been running with it. Still, if the stories about Laurie mocking them are true, that could easily backfire on her image. MBJ and Damson have both been building serious acting careers and taking major professional swings. Celebrating somebody else's rumored career disappointment could come across as unnecessarily petty, especially when neither man actually controls Marvel's casting decisions. And constantly keeping tabs on what former partners are doing could also make people question whether everybody has really moved forward. Meanwhile, reports and public appearances suggest Michael B. Jordan and Damson Idris remain focused on their careers, their projects, and whatever opportunities come next, rather than getting dragged into every piece of internet noise. MBJ is out here directing major blockbusters, collecting recognition, and building his own business empire. Meanwhile, Damson is starring alongside Brad Pitt in a massive Formula One movie and continuing to land major roles. Both men are operating in serious A-list territory, where the conversation is about career moves, big checks, long-term legacy, and whatever major project comes next. Basically, they seem way too booked and busy to spend much time worrying about group chat gossip or rumors about who might be laughing behind closed doors. Their careers are moving forward either way. But according to the online chatter, that still has not stopped Laurie's name from getting pulled into the drama. And this is where the whole situation gets even messier. Social media has basically turned Laurie into the unofficial face of a joke she never publicly created. Every time Michael B. Jordan or Damson Idris gets connected to Black Panther news, somebody finds a way to bring her name into it. One casting rumor drops, and suddenly the memes start moving like clockwork. But there's a major difference between internet jokes and what these people have actually said. Unless Laurie publicly confirms that she was laughing at either man, claims about private group chats and secret reactions should stay exactly where they belong, in the rumor category. The streets can speculate all day, but speculation does not magically become a receipt. And the same thing applies to MBJ and Damson. Fans can debate who would look better in the suit, who has the stronger screen presence, or who deserves the opportunity more. But Marvel operates behind closed doors, and casting decisions can involve everything from story direction to contracts and scheduling. Missing one rumored role does not suddenly mean somebody's career took a massive loss. That is what makes this whole story so wild. 3 successful celebrities can simply keep handling their business while the internet builds an entire rivalry around them. Laurie gets painted as the woman supposedly laughing from the sidelines, Damson becomes the guy fans swear almost had the suit, and MBJ gets dragged back into Killmonger theories every few months. Meanwhile, everybody involved could be focused on completely different moves. Still, once the internet finds a messy storyline that connects famous exes, Marvel rumors, and a massive franchise, it rarely lets go quickly. And with Black Panther speculation continuing to move, every new update could send this same conversation spinning in another direction. And that next direction could get even more interesting because Marvel does not have to choose between the names fans keep arguing about online. The studio can introduce new characters, explore different timelines, or completely flip expectations with a story nobody saw coming. That means every rumor connecting MBJ, Damson, or anybody else to the Black Panther suit should be treated as speculation until Marvel actually makes it official. Still, social media does not wait for official confirmation. One photo, one interview answer, or one mysterious meeting can have people building an entire movie plot overnight. Damson experienced that firsthand when fans started studying his comments and red carpet appearances like they were secret Marvel clues. MBJ gets the same treatment whenever Killmonger starts trending again. The streets see one tiny opening, and suddenly everybody becomes a casting detective. And somehow, Laurie keeps getting pulled right back into the middle of it. Her past relationships with both men make the jokes easy, but that does not mean she has anything to do with Marvel's decisions. The so-called curse is simply an internet meme, even if people keep treating every casting update like another chapter in the story. What really makes the situation interesting is how quickly celebrity dating history can collide with career rumors. A breakup that had nothing to do with superheroes suddenly becomes part of a Black Panther debate years later. Then every meme, alleged private reaction, and old interview gets recycled until the internet creates a rivalry that may not even exist outside social media. Meanwhile, MBJ and Damson still have major careers moving forward, and Laurie continues making her own moves. But as long as Marvel keeps the future of Wakanda surrounded by mystery, people are going to keep watching all three of them for the smallest sign of fresh drama. But I want to hear your POV on this whole situation. Do you think Laurie is actually being petty behind the scenes, or do you think the internet has taken a few rumors and turned them into something way bigger than they really are? And if she really is sitting back and laughing at all the drama, do you think she is justified, or is that taking the shade too far? And what about the Black Panther casting conversation? Do you think Marvel would be making the right move with David Johnson as Prince T'Challa too? Or were you still holding out for Damson Idris or Michael B. Jordan to somehow take over the suit? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I want to know which choice you think makes the most sense. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with somebody who follows all this Marvel and celebrity drama, and comment your take below. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.